overall thoughts on first day full pad?
I mean, I guess I will not have an opening statement today. So first overall thoughts. That's a. Yeah, I thought it was good. I really, I thought there was. We got a little bit of series work. We've been putting them in different situations. The first, handful of practices. I've liked the way the guys have worked. I mean, this was one of those 3-day stretches that we really wanted to push their bodies. I thought we had some physical work over the last few days, ending with a day in full pads. I thought there was physical play. Still, you did a good job for the most part. Working with each other in a lot of the drills, but trying to put them in series where they had to understand the situations that arose throughout that were unscripted. And I thought we got good work with guys. We're still seeing players emerge, and that's what you want to see. There's a lot of competition, a lot of positions. We still have to make sure that the execution and finishing plays. We had a couple drops there in the series, in critical times, and some missed opportunities there. We've had a couple times with missed interceptions that we gotta finish on those type of plays. But I do like the physicality. I think the run game. Your run game and run defense are both showing the potential that we have. We just have to. We got to clean up some of those details of. And the good thing is we put a lot in, and I say that for us going into this season to get a great sense of who we are, what we do best, and then continue to grow and develop the variations of that. But I've liked a lot that I've seen so far, and I was disappointed in the specialists today. I thought they had their worst day since we started in camp. I thought there was mistakes in all phases that we can't have. So we're going to definitely have to respond there, and I'm talking about snappers, kickers, and punters. That was not a good enough day from that group collectively. I like the work that we're getting with our returners and the guys that are emerging in those rooms, but overall, it just wasn't good enough. I think it's going to just gradually come on. He had a unique start. I mean, it was kind of unfortunate to his career here, just being out where he wasn't available, and so with that, he's a big human being. So there's one, getting just back in after being off of playing football for almost a year, getting back into game shape. The understanding of what we're asking him to do. I mean, he played football 1 year in high school, so he's still at the very beginning of where he's going, but you could see the talent. I mean, it was something we were excited about when we signed him, but as he's continued to grow, I mean, it's impressive. Just even asking about him, I do want to shout. I thought Darian Williamson really, it was unfortunate. He was actually in a small, accident before coming back for fall camp, and had to miss a couple days, it was good. Today was his first day from being cleared to be able to go, and made a couple big time catches that it was good to see his continued growth. But to finish on Marquiston, I like what I'm seeing. You see the physicality starting to show up. I mean, just he's such a big frame too, and made a big play there for a touchdown. I mean, I believe so. I mean, we'll see how much of that is out there. He just keeps getting better. I mean, this is another guy just in his first year of ever playing tight end. He's been a quarterback. I think you see his speed, his physicality. Made a couple really nice catches today. I like what I see from him. In special teams work, I think it'll be hard for him not to play because of just the athleticism and things he does. But we still got a lot of work a lot of work in front of him to be able to finally establish that. I thought Tate was really good. I mean, Tate's growing, and I mean, he's his accuracy, his arm strength, the understanding of the offense. He had a couple plays where there were things, in his face, and still being able to stick in and deliver the ball where we want the ball. And it's a process of growth. I think you've seen it. You guys have been around. You watch Tate and Jordan, how they as they've grown over the last couple of years, and we put a good amount on our quarterbacks, and it takes a lot of investment, a lot of time. But when the pitcher really clears up and they grasp that ownership, I mean, it's fun to watch, and I think we're seeing those steps that are being taken. I know we talked about AJ yesterday, and AJ is probably his far along for a newcomer at quarterback than maybe anyone I've had. So I'm excited about where he's going to go, just from the mental, how he grasps things. So it's just the continued work with it. But I thought Tate did a nice job.
And Coach, you talked about the offensive line depth and how much better you thought. How have you seen that in action? I feel like it's been a really good situation in the second team offensive line.
Yeah, and I mean and right now, I mean there's some guys that are getting put into some competitive situations with the first group. Whether I want to see that. Darius Washington is he's progressing, he's coming along, but we're kind of bringing him back, to the full team settings, the way we want to. So that's actually provided some opportunities for guys to get some work with the first group and the second group. Guys are competing. So I really believe some of these young newcomers are going to have a real shot to make an impact, whether that's with the first group or second group, or potentially even being able to establish some type of rotation, in the sense to help those guys get in and make an impact, because I do think that we've got some talented guys that are really going to be able to help us.
There have been times
and I think it's just youth growing up and talent increasing. It's both sides, and that's what I liked that about today, is that you saw plays on both sides of the ball. In a series, that's practice 6. I didn't want to scrimmage, kind of how we've all been, but I thought it would be a good glimpse into where we are, and it was good to see some guys where areas they need to continue to grow, to make sure the details of the alignment, the details of the concept, or the fundamentals, where they are in that, without a coach there behind them. So that was a good preview, and we'll be able to have the off day tomorrow, and really look at the personnel and try to move some things around to what to give us a better sense of going into this first scrimmage here this next week.
Quarterback play, being a game manager, being happy with taking what's out there, and also kind of being ambitious and wanting to go for another threshold, see something football. Is that innate, and is that coached, or is that these guys with this kind of program to show up wherever they go?
Yeah, I mean, all guys have big eyes in how they play, but there's also understanding the times and looks where you can absolutely push, and we had a couple times that there were opportunities, and but.
Are you taking those at the sort of rate you would like to see from the quarterback?
I mean, it's also about what you see and what you get, So, defensively, you don't want to give up the vertical shots, and you want to see guys competing in that. So, I think it's a good balance, and we'll continue to work that and have that as a priority as we're moving forward.
You mentioned scrimmage. What's the most important thing you're looking for in next week?
Overall growth, tempo, the physicality, the fundamentals, seeing guys that are establishing themselves as somebody can be counted on consistently. That's one thing I talked to him earlier, is that you can have a flash play, but it's about the consistency that shows up, in period 3 and period 18 and period 24, whenever that moment is. Are you consistently doing the right thing? And I think we've had moments in the past where you see a good flash. We need to see consistency showing up, day in and day out. It was one of the things I was proud of. Today, we've had 3 straight good physical practices, and when as you go through camp, those times where you have the lulls, so you have the time to get distracted, your body starts feeling sore in a couple different ways. To pull back, I thought they went out and competed hard today.
Coach, you mentioned players emerging, and obviously that had a chance to watch practice a little bit, like Bryson Estes had a really good practice. You guys talk about his development in the first 6 days.
Bryson, he's coming. He's still young. He has experience in the offense, and he's one of the strongest people on this team. I think he has the potential. I'm excited about his future. It's just, as he's getting more comfortable in that role, getting more comfortable in the fundamentals and the details, I think he's going to continue to emerge.
Got time for a couple more.
How would you assess
I mean, I think they've been good. I mean, both of them are starting here this fall. I've mentioned multiple times just the volume of things that we put on, our offense and defense and installation. I think those guys have done a really good job. You see the composure that they show in the moment. They played a lot of ball. They've done some good things. And now being able to come here and just make sure we're operating within this offense and what they're being asked to do. But definitely a couple guys I'm really excited about.
Did you, when the first day of practice, did you see some other guys maybe
I mean, I think you hope to see that when you put shoulder pads on, and just the ability to stay up. I mean, we're trying to stay off guys' legs, here as much as possible. We will have some absolute full live, rolling situations. So, I just want to see that, really the consistency in it. When you put on full pads, I mean, you need to be jacked up. I mean, as we practice during the year. I mean, you guys have been around. We're gonna practice in pads. That's a mindset. This game is played a certain way, and I'm excited to see our guys continue to embrace that throughout this fall camp, and definitely when we jump in the season.